What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and show where I, Graham G.S. and Matthews, break down all the original content you watch on the WWE Network and on Peacock. And today we're talking the September 25th, 2023 edition of Raw Talk. Megan Morant in the studio. Matt Camp once again not in the studio. They said he was on assignment again. Recapping and running down the biggest headlines from Monday's show, including replaying the official Shinsuke Nakamura challenge to a last man standing match for the World Heavyweight Championship coming up at Fastlane, and Rollins accepting. Matt Camp calls it the Rollins worst case scenario. His back is hurting. Nakamura can win without pinning Rollins. Rollins accepted. He's wanted this match with Nakamura. He accepted the match is on. I'm looking forward to that one. They replay the Tegan Ox win over Natalya from earlier on in the show. Good match. I'm just glad Tegan Ox is on the show. I know the initial report last week was that she was supposed to answer the Becky Lynch NXT Women's Championship Open Challenge. I was fucking pissed when it didn't happen. Changed to Natalya instead. Nox got her opportunity this week, beating Natalya, and she will challenge the winner of Becky and Tiffany in the Extreme Rules match. Not at Extreme Rules. They're done with that pay-per-view. At No Mercy coming up this weekend. That match goes down next Monday on Raw, so I'm looking forward to that. We hear from Tegan Ox backstage with Jackie Redmond, and Tegan Ox says that she's feeling amazing after taking the opportunity to, beat Natalya this week and stepping up to challenge for the NXT Women's Championship next week. And she'll hurt whoever next week. Doesn't matter if it's Becky or Natalya or rather Tiffany Stratton. She will beat them too and become champion. She will not, but I'm looking forward to the match, though. Like I said, I'm just glad Tegan Ox is finally on TV after doing all of nothing for the last year. She's lucky that she wasn't fired last week in that round of releases. She has barely been on television the past year. A lot like Emma, she could have very easily been cut, and I'm glad she was not. They preview next week's NXT Women's Championship match, either Becky or Tiffany against Tegan Ox, as I mentioned. They replay the NXT North American Championship match from Monday's Raw between Dominic Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Great match. Dominic, rare clean win for him. Matt Camp praises Dragon Lee's performance. He looked like a star out there, which was great. The crowd got behind him, which was awesome. They replay the Tomaso Champa Ludwig Kaiser matchup with Tomaso Ciampa picking up the victory. We hear from Ciampa backstage afterward, and he takes the mic. And he just, I don't know if it was Jackie or Byron, but either way, Ciampa just takes the mic, pushes them out of the way kind of, and just really addresses Gunther straight on, looking right into the camera. And he says that people have wondered whether he has changed from his NXT days. If he's still the NXT Tomaso Ciampa, does he still have it? And then he thinks of his believers, his wife, his kid. I don't know if he has more than one kid. I think he just has one daughter. And all of his other fans and, family and friends and stuff like that. And he says that he knows what it's like to be at the top of the mountain like Gunther is right now, but he also knows what it's like to make that climb again, to fall off the mountain and make that climb again. And he said that he would rather be a man that fights for something than someone with something to lose. And it was just a great promo. It was like a 2 or 3 minute promo from Ciampa. Straight up, straightforward, straight to the point. Great stuff here from Ciampa. I just wish this aired on Raw. He doesn't feel like a threat to Gunther. He is not beating Gunther for that Intercontinental Championship. But it is very possible. Like with that Gable promo, I don't know if it was here on... I don't think it was on Raw Talk. It was a .com exclusive a couple of weeks ago when he lost to Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. He cut a great promo. They eventually recycled and had him kind of recite the same promo on Raw. Now, it wasn't the same fiery, intense promo, but it was essentially the same verbiage. It would be cool if they had Ciampa recite this entire promo, basically word for word, next week during the contract signing. I hope the match happens at Fastlane. It doesn't sound like it will, because otherwise why wouldn't they have announced it for that pay-per-view yet? They just said eventually. We have 2 fucking pay-per-view matches announced for that show currently. Why wouldn't it happen on that show? That doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, so Matt Camp says that Ciampa definitely has what it takes to beat Gunther, and he should not have to worry about the numbers game now that he's beaten Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser. And we'll see what happens when they go one-on-one eventually, as they said. They replay Drew McIntyre versus Kofi Kingston. Drew picking up the win. Very good match. We hear from Drew afterward with Jackie Redmond, and Drew says that, and she mentions like, oh, you're a bit of a different guy lately. Can you talk about your change of character a little bit? And Drew says, well, I'm essentially the same guy I've always been, and I will continue to stand by my principles. The locker room is currently divided. It wasn't like that when I was the WWE champion a couple of years ago. And Miz, he said, made a good comparison in calling him the Batman Cody Superman, in that he will continue to do the greater good, regardless. And it was a great, straightforward promo. I'm loving the slow burn heel turn for Drew McIntyre right now. It's really well done. He's one of the better parts of the show. It works perfectly within the Jey Uso, Cody pathos, and Judgment Day. It's awesome. And Matt Camp even wonders, is he alluding to Rollins being the World Heavyweight Champion and he's the reason why the locker room is in disarray, or is it Judgment Day's fault? We're definitely getting Cody and Drew at some point. Drew and Rollins would also be a lot of fun. We got that very briefly back in the spring of 2020, one-on-one for the WWE Championship at that point. Drew beat Rollins at Money in the Bank, and that was it. It would be great if they went back to that, this time with the roles reversed, and gave us a much longer feud. That would be awesome. But he also mentions that McIntyre hasn't gotten close to gold in a while. He lost both of his opportunities at the Intercontinental Championship this year, including the Undisputed Championship a year ago against Roman Reigns at the Clash of the Castle pay-per-view. So we can understand why he's frustrated currently. And then to close out the episode here, they replay the main event with Judgment Day again retaining their tag team titles against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Matt Camp says that McDonough has proven that he's valuable, and he and Priest got to work it out. And that Judgment Day also currently have strength and numbers. And then they plug Bobby Lashley, the Street Profits, and Rey Mysterio for the bomb coming up on Wednesday. Very good episode of Raw Talk here. Not so much for the analysis from Moran and Camp, who were fine as always, but the interview specifically from Drew McIntyre and Tomaso Ciampa. The Tegan Ox, I just love Tegan Ox. So I'll never complain about getting her on an episode of Raw Talk. But between Nox making her first appearance on the show, if not ever, then at least in a while, Drew's promo and Ciampa's promo, this was a great edition of Raw Talk by Raw Talk standards. So check it out when you get a chance. Thank you guys for checking out my review. I appreciate it. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Have an awesome one, guys. I'm Graham G. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.